Tony!
Yes, Sonia?
Have you given Gordon the menus for next week?
I've given him the menus, dear, but as you well know, it's a waste of time, because the slops he serves up are nothing like the dishes he's been requested to prepare, on account of he's one of the world's worst cooks.
You employ him? Why don't you get a new chef, Tony?
Because Gordon may not be lots of things, but one thing he is cheap. He gets bed and board, as you know, and he eats all his leftovers, which is the majority of what he's just cooked.
You knew when you hired him that he was an amateur chef. He's had no training, just like Salt Bay. And you.
As I understand it, Sonia, people have tried in vain to train Gordon, but they've all failed. A bit like his attempts at a souffle. He has failed to rise to the occasion.
Well, never mind that, Tony. We've got a new guest coming, a Mr. James. He rang to say he'll be arriving at 9.
Who is he? An holiday maker? A bit early in the season, isn't it? Single man, is he? Probably. Some lonely loser. Lonely loser, looking for company. Well, he won't get much here, will he?
I don't know about that, Tony. You're the only one round here who isn't very good company. He must have plenty of money, so look after him. He said he wanted our best room.
Good morning. Something's happened in my ears. They're burning. Someone's been talking about me, haven't they?
Thank God it's just your ears burning, Gordon. Last time it was the whole of your flaming Christmas dinner. Flaming being the operative word.
Are these the menus, Mr. Hancock? What's kedgeree?
Kedgeree is a sophisticated and delicate blend of smoked haddock, bay leaves, eggs, a handful of chopped parsley and coriander, rice and onions.
Stop messing about. Could you say it again in English, Mr. Hancock? I'll start from the beginning. What's kedgeree?
Fish pie. Well, it is in your hands.
What fish is it?
I just said cloth ears. Haddock.
What's that?
Haddock is a sort of cod.
God? I know what cod is. Why didn't you say so? Oh, stop listening about. Could you get me some Hancock, Mr. Haddock?
Oh, get it yourself. I'm not a kitchen hand.
Well, what do you do?
Well, as it happens, Gordon, I do this. This, Gordon, is a smack on the head.
Ooh, Mr. Hancock, that hurt.
Oh, hello. It's Mr. James, isn't it?
It most certainly is, and a pleasure to be at your service. Lovely to meet such a nice lady as you, Mrs. Hancock. East Cheam is beautiful at this time of year, isn't it? If you're blind, that is.
Yes, we do like it, don't we, Tony? I hope you enjoy your stay, Mr. James. Gordon, could you take this gentleman's bags up to his room?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Forty, but that's not my job. I've got kedgeree to cook. I can't do two things at once.
Can't do one thing at once, mate, let alone two. You take those bags upstairs, Gordon, or else. Kedgeree. That sounds a bit foreign, doesn't it? I don't like foreign food, Mr. Forty. I don't want to be fussy, but I don't usually eat stuff like that if it doesn't come from Blighty. I'm sorry, sir, but it's not foreign, not the way he makes it. It'll be a fish pie from the Far East. Far East Cheam, that is. Nah, my stomach is a bit delicate. What else you got?
I can do macaroni cheese. I learned it off my friend Brooklyn. It's got macaroni in.
And cheese.
I don't know about that. I'll have to check.
Well, if it's got cheese in it, I'll have it.
All right, I'll put some in if you like. We keep it for the mousetrap.
Oh, second thoughts, I've changed my mind. I'll eat out if that's all right. It is part of our terms and conditions that you eat in our restaurant, Mr. James.
No, don't go out, Mr. James. Gordon can rustle up a sandwich if you like. He's good at those.
If I wanted a sandwich, I would have gone down the pub, thanks very much. All right, then, go down the flaming pub. We're not stopping you. I think the East Cheam Arms does a lovely curly cheese and pickle. Should be right up your street. I've never had such lousy service, Mr. Hancock. I'm only going to give you a 1 on TripAdvisor. I'm sorry, Mr. James. We're only human, or at least I am. I know what. I'll get a new chef. Will that please you, sir? Gordon, you're fired.
Oh, no, don't, please. I'm only doing my best. I've got nowhere to go. I have to sleep out on the street.
Oh, good. I'll bring you out a pillow. We've got plenty of those. But don't think of sleeping outside HANCOCK Towers. I may have to come out with my trusty cricket bat. Hang on a minute, that's going a bit far, Mr. Hancock. I don't want to be responsible for putting somebody out of a job. In that case, Mr. James, as it appears you've got a social conscience, I'm sure you'd like to force some of Gordon's fish pie down your throat in the name of a good cause. Hot or cold? You're offering up a choice at last. Well, in that case, I'll think of it hot, thank you.
Does that mean I'm not fired, Mr. Hancock?
Unfortunately, yes. Very much like the rockets from Newquay Spaceport.
Is everything all right now, Mr. James? Is my husband looking after you, or is he just being annoying as usual?
Well, I'm still here, ain't I? Just
Things have never been better, Sonia. Mr. James is having a whale of a time. Aren't you, Mr. James? Tony!
Mr. Hancock, I fancy a drink. Could you tell me where the minibar is in my room? I can't find it.
Oh dear, silly me, I must have mislaid it. No, we don't do minibars at Hancock's Tower, I'm afraid, Mr. James. One of our little quirks.
Why on earth not?
I'm afraid we don't want to encourage drunken behaviour. Anyway, we've got a bar in the hotel. You can get completely rat-arsed in there if you want.
You misunderstand. I don't want to get rat-arsed. I just want a quiet nightcap in my own room.
Very well, in that case we can get a drink of your choice sent up to your room.
Ah, that's better. I'll have a Gordon's, please.
You want Gordon? Yes, I'll give him a shout for you. Gordon!
What's up now? I was in the middle of cooking. I don't want to burn it.
Oh, so you don't want to burn it? Well, I thought that's what you did with everything. Well, that would be a first, wouldn't it? Mr. James here wants a drink taken up to his room. Sort it out for him.
Yes, all right. Mr. James, what would you like?
I'll have a Gordon's and bitter lemon tar very much.
Gordon? Yes, that's me. And a bit of lemon, you say?
Yeah, but don't forget the Gordon's.
I'm hardly likely to forget myself, am I? I've never forgotten myself yet. That would be silly, wouldn't it?
You do know what Gordon's is, don't you, Mr. Hancock?
Of course I do. I'm staring at him. But we've only got the one of him, thank God. Gordon. That one.
Nah, not him. A gin. A Gordon's gin.
Oh, I see. Of course you want a Gordon's gin. Of course. Why didn't you say so? A little mix-up.
I did say.
Oh, don't worry. I've found it. I've got a little mix-up here. It's a stretched bit of lemon. Now, please don't hit me, Mr. Hancock.
Now, look here, you numbskull. Mr. James wants a Gordon's gin and a bitter lemon, you buffoon.
What? Separately?
No, in the same flaming glass. Sorry, Mr. James, we can't get the staff. He's from Sutton, you know.
Well, that would explain it, I suppose. Good morning, Mr. Hancock. Could I prevail on your generosity and possibly use your trouser press?
My what? Trouser press, you say? I'm sorry, Mr. James. The trouser press left in the Model T Ford with some detachable collars, stiffeners, cummerbunds and spats.
Well, perhaps you've got another one. Just a trouser press will do.
I know. I'll ask Gordon. He's stuck in the Middle Ages. Perhaps he's probably got one in his museum. Room. Gordon?
Yes, Mr. Hancock?
I know I'm wasting my time, but have you got a trouser press?
You don't mean a printing press, do you? What does a trouser press print? Trousers, like a 3D printer.
I knew this would happen. There you are, Mr. James. Ask a silly question. I'm afraid what you are asking for no longer exists in this universe. If I could transport you back to a bygone era, I would certainly oblige.
Hang on a minute. I've got an iron. I could put creases in your trousers.
Yes, but Mr. James only wants 2, Gordon, not hundreds.
Oh, don't hit me, Mr. Hancock. I'm only flesh and blood.
Yes, well, I've seen the flesh. Now let's see some flaming blood. Don't hit Gordon, Tony. He's only doing his best. Don't worry, Mr. James. I've got a clothes press. We'll have your trousers looking like a city gent's in no time. Come over here, Tony.
Steady on, Sonia. We don't want to spoil him. He doesn't look like a big tipper to me.
I haven't told you, Tony, but Mr. James works for the BBC.
That bunch of liberal do-gooders. Yes, and what's that got to do with it?
Well, it does concern us, Tony. Mr. James is working on a new series about hotel owners who are just like a real-life Basil Fawlty. You know, the 70s BBC sitcom, Fawlty Towers.
Don't be ridiculous. People like Basil Fawlty don't exist in real life. Tell him he's wasting his time.
Au contraire, Tony. He was thinking about giving a part in the series.
What? You're joking. I'm nothing like Basil Fawlty. Whose idea is this? Basil Fawlty is a bourgeois middle-aged fool with ideas above his station who can't control his emotions.
Well, there you are, Tony. You just described yourself perfectly.
Don't be ridiculous, woman. It's not true. I will not do it. I'm not here to be poked fun at.
So, what are you here for?
I've been thinking, Mrs. Hancock, about the BBC's new series on Basil Fawlty type hotel managers. And I've decided to include Gordon as Manuel, but not Mr. Hancock. He's a lot worse than Basil Fawlty. We don't want too many complaints. He's just too horrible.
Oh, thank you, Mr. James. I always wanted to be on telly. You made my day, man. Manuel is one of my favourite characters. If I can be as good as him, it will be wonderful. It'd be like starting my life all over again.
Too horrible, too horrible? What do you mean? Why on earth would you choose Gordon over me? Are you blind? What do you do for a living? Operate all the minibars at the BBC?
Mr. James happens to be head of casting at the BBC, Tony.
I apologise, Mr. James, if I've appeared a bit brusque. I am not normally so horrible, but it's been a difficult couple of years, that's all. My annus horribilis, as it happens. We haven't got an Harry, but we have got a Gordon. Our Spanish waiter left us in the lurch. Brexit, you know, and we haven't been able to replace him. I'm sorry, Mr. Hancock, but you're surplus to requirement. And I don't like it when people blame Brexit for everything. However, if you come along with me, Gordon, we'll give you a screen test. Have you ever thought about growing a moustache? Can you do a Spanish accent? The flaming cheek of it. Too nasty. And where the hell am I going to get a cook as cheap as Gordon? I'll have to contact Gordon Ramsay, see if he's available, or knows anyone.
What about that boy Brooklyn, who came asking for a job last week?
What? That spotty oik? We're not that desperate.